This video is brought to you by Drunk3PO, the most handsome man on the internet, an integral part of the Geeks and Gamers team, and the only reason I knew to make this video. Shout out to Drunk3PO. The victim mentality. It's something we are seeing run rampant all over social media and specifically Twitter. It's everywhere. If you want to act like something includes you, even if it doesn't, you can do that. And people all over social media are doing that. Oh, this person said this thing and they're talking about me. It's a personal attack on me, yada, yada, yada. And then they want to play the victim and they want to cry and they want to get sympathy retweets. That is happening all over Twitter. Now, luckily, I don't spend that much time on Twitter anymore because Twitter is a nonsensical cesspool of pathetic losers who are spreading lies and nonsense on a consistent basis. Oh my God, Jeremy, did you just generalize Twitter? Did you just generalize? You have friends on Twitter, Jeremy. You have people on your team on Twitter, Jeremy. You have Geeks and Gamers accounts on Twitter, Jeremy. Did you mean every single person literally on Twitter? Of course I didn't. But generally speaking, Twitter is a trash fire, and it is a cesspool of nonsensical people. Yes, that is the case. Now, if you want to take what I'm saying about Twitter and play a victim and go, well, I have a Twitter account, and I take that as a personal shot, you can do that. It's stupid, but you can do that. And that's the same type of behavior we see from sequel trilogy fans. You make a statement, and they will automatically interject themselves into that statement just so they can play the professional victim. And we have another case of that happening right now. Now, I finally talked about some Star Wars, some controversial Star Wars, I guess. And I don't do that a lot right now because I don't care about Star Wars, but I did it because I wanted to talk about the Kanye West stuff because it was interesting and a lot of people messaged me about it. So we talked about the Kanye thing, about him defending the great George Lucas and the great prequels and dissing on Disney Star Wars. And so I made a video on that, and then apparently there was a clip of me over on Twitter, and I found out about this tonight on our Twitch stream over on Geeks and Gamers on Twitch while we were playing Mario Kart. And so yeah, I found out about it and I've looked more into it. We're going to react to what was clipped about me and talk about that and get some clarification on everything. But ultimately, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about with sequel trilogy fans. They are determined to just attach themselves to anything said and just think, this is a personal attack on me. And I don't know you. But if you want to play that game, you can. But let's check this out. So right here, this video has 17,000 views. 17,000 views. I mean, I'm not even on Twitter anymore. 17,000 views, pretty good. Hell, that gets more views than a lot of the videos on this channel right now. As a matter of fact, let's talk about that real quick. So, yeah, so Geeks and Gamers, the main channel, not a lot going on over here. Occasional uploads. It used to be 2, 3, 4 uploads a day. I would live stream like a madman. We would hit videos to get hundreds of thousands of views. And lately, I just haven't been doing that a lot. And we've shifted a lot of the direction on this channel. And people that hate me have just clinged on to that. They're like, the Geeks and Gamers channel is dying. Jeremy is struggling. It's over. And I think if you're that stupid to think that, then you can continue to think that. You can continue to believe that. But the reality of the situation is, I can provide the facts for you. As the person that created Geeks and Gamers back in 2011, as the person who is running this entire operation, I am much smarter than you. And if you want to sit there and look at the performance of the main channel and think that determines the success of Geeks and Gamers, that just proves you're stupid. But we have Sports Wars, which had over 10 million views last month, which is insane. And that channel is heading towards 100,000 subs. That's a Geeks and Gamers channel. My personal channel is seeing unbelievable growth of recent, and that is an indirect attachment to Geeks and Gamers. The Park Hoppin' channel is doing fantastic, and the Twitch channel is doing great as well, along with the website. Now, with all of those pieces in play, you have the Geeks and Gamers channel having probably the worst month it's had in years because I haven't been focused on it. Yet in the last 2 months, Since 2011, when I created Geeks and Gamers, the last 2 months have been the best 2 months in the history of Geeks and Gamers. So that should tell you how much the main channel's success has to do with the overall success of Geeks and Gamers. The main channel is a piece to the puzzle. There's not a lot going on in Hollywood right now, and I'm not really attached to Star Wars, and I'm really focused on politics, which I don't cover direct politics here on this channel, and I'm focused on sports, which are for sports wars. So that's what's going on. Now, back to this. 17,000 views, not bad. Not bad for a canceled Jeremy, if I must say so myself. So let's listen to what I say, and let's see if I agree with what I said just 24 hours ago. But even with their flaws, they feel like Star Wars, and I go back to arguing with prequel haters back in that time, and then looking at my arguments with the Disney Star Wars fans, it's no comparison. When I argued with people that didn't like the prequels, I was arguing with Star Wars fans, because we talked about Star Wars. When I argue with people that are fans of Disney Star Wars, I'm arguing with people that are calling me a racist and a sexist and all of the social justice weirdos names, because those people don't care about Star Wars. They are political opportunists that have seen a weakness in Star Wars with Disney Star Wars where they can infiltrate it. Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams and Bob Iger have pandered to this group of people, and that's really what it comes down to. That's why Disney Star Wars is not Star Wars. It does not have anything to do with George's vision. It has to do with the political nonsense and the propaganda that has been pushed by Disney and Lucasfilm. So, yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I agree with myself just 24 hours ago with exactly what I said. Prequel fans, and again, I'm a prequel defender, and I've been fighting with prequel haters for a long time, and, you know, I've had a lot of battles with the prequel haters, a lot of battles, and once time and you know, years passed by, and, you know, it became that I was more so anti-Disney Star Wars and arguing with the fans of that, it became clear that looking back on my battles with the prequel fans, it became pretty clear that those were Star Wars fans, because we were arguing about Star Wars. We were arguing about the world, about the, you know, the ins and outs and the characters and the character path and the problems with the prequels, which do exist, and I will always admit that there are problems with the prequels. I just argue that they're not as bad as a lot of people argued that they were. But it was always about Star Wars. With sequel trilogy fans, it's never about Star Wars. They never want to argue about Star Wars. They want to argue that we don't like women and minorities. That's their argument. So even when we say, hey, Rey as a character deserved a better arc because she was just cast and she was just placed into this role because she filled a slot for social justice. There's no arc, there's no development, there's no journey. And that hurts her because she's a woman and all they saw was a woman. And these people just say, you don't like women. Okay, can you give me some context to that? Can you give me some substance to your argument? Can you tell me how Rey went through the hero's journey? Can you explain to me how she went through training? Can you explain to me her arc? Can you explain to me her flaws? Can you explain to me why she can do all this stuff? And they can't. It's always, you don't like women. What the fuck are you talking about? Or the whole, you don't like, you know, people of color. It's just a stupid argument. And that's what it's all about. It's never to defend the movie or the world or to how it ties into George's vision, which it doesn't, by the way. And there's no argument that it does because it literally doesn't. You can like it. And I've always said this. I don't know why I have to keep saying it. You can like it. It's okay to like bad movies, but they're still bad movies. I like a lot of bad movies, okay? But I still like them. And I don't call people isms if they disagree with me. I just like some bad movies. And it's okay to like bad movies. We all like some bad movies. You like the sequel trilogy? Awesome. You like bad movies. They are objectively bad movies. There's nothing wrong with you subjectively liking them. But objectively, they're terrible. They're terrible in every way. Sometimes it takes us time to realize that. And it's okay if it took you time. Took me time too. I was a big Force Awakens defender. Well, how could I be a Force Awakens defender if I don't like women and black people? Maybe because I was trying my best to like Star Wars. I did the same thing with Man of Steel, something I've criticized over and over again. But I love Superman, and I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan, and I like Zack Snyder. And I tried my best to like that movie, but ultimately I ended up hating the movie. And it took me multiple viewings to find out that I hated it, because as a fan, I was trying to force myself to like it, because I don't go into any movie wanting to hate it. And eventually, reality hits you in the face. Now, so this person kind of continued to say some stuff, but ultimately they reached this point where they said, okay, look, I've had many people say to me that Jeremy only meant what he said about sequel fans to the people he's argued with, or the people that call him ist or isms or whatnot. If that's truly the case, then it's nowhere near as bad as I thought, and I apologize. And I accept the apology. I 100% accept the apology. I would just say, like, you took the clip and you already tried to bring yourself as, like, I'm a victim. Look what this guy said. I'm a victim. And that is my biggest problem with the sequel trilogy fans. They just think that everything is about them. Like I said, I can say Twitter is full of shitty, nonsensical, stupid people. And if you're on Twitter, you can go, Jeremy, I have a Twitter account. Did you mean me? No! Unless you think that I meant you. Like, it's unbelievable. I'm so tired of people getting offended over generalization. The problem with generalization is they can generalize, but no one else can. They can say all men are bad. They can say white men are bad. Hello, Brie Larson. Brie Larson can say white men are bad. But you can't say anything, ever. Because it's so hurtful to generalize an entire group of people. But they can do it all day long. Generalizing happens. It's not literal. It's never meant as literal. I'm a sports fan. We've been generalizing fan bases forever. It's what we do. I hear people generalize fan bases all the time. Fan bases I'm part of. That's part of it. Grow some balls. Quit being a pussy. And just deal with it. It's that simple. But if you want to be a victim, you can be. You can play victim on anything and everything someone says. I have defended sequel trilogy fans in the past on this channel in certain situations. I remember the dude that cries during the trailers. I defended him. I even said, like, look, man, I wish I was excited as him, because I've been plenty excited for movies over the years. And that guy was getting just destroyed on social media. And I defended him. There was another time. There's been several instances where I've tried to talk to TLJ fans. And some of them would talk to me. Some of them wouldn't. Eventually, some of them turn into people that they pretend to hate me on Twitter because it keeps them popular in their world. And those are the people I just don't have any respect for whatsoever. They're just, they're nonsensical weirdos that are looking to play the victim. And if you want to play a victim, you can find something to victimize yourself over. I believe in equal opportunity for all. So I think we should all be shit-talked. I think we should all be disrespected. And I think once you're all equally disrespected and you're all equally able to have shit talked on you, then that opens up dialogue and makes things a lot better. I think people need to grow balls. I think people need to man the fuck up. I think they need to stop playing the victim every time someone says something mean online. And I think that they need to deal with it. My entire stance on everything I say on this channel, everything, whether it's Star Wars related, whether it's Brie Larson, whatever it is. I've said it 100 times. I'll say it 100 more, but it doesn't matter because it's not going to get repeated by the people that have painted me what they want to paint me. I do not get offended in isolation by anything. I've never been offended by what Rian Johnson says in isolation. I've never been offended by what Brie Larson says in isolation. I've never been offended by what Kathleen Kennedy says in isolation or any other Hollywood star. What bothers me is the hypocrisy that goes on in Hollywood and the one-sided nature of their ways of doing things. So if Brie Larson can say all the bad stuff she says about white guys, why do I get called an ist for saying that Rose Tico is a shitty character. Like, I didn't say anything about her race. I just simply said she's a shitty character. Brie Larson literally talked about an entire sex and race in a disrespectful way, and the same people that are calling me an ist for having an opinion on a movie character are defending Brie Larson's racist and sexist comments. That's the problem. Kathleen Kennedy has an echo chamber at Lucasfilm. I consistently see people at Lucasfilm talking politics. I consistently see people at Lucasfilm sharing how much they don't like Donald Trump. And that's perfectly fine. You can have whatever opinion you want. But why is it if Lucasfilm employees have the ability to speak out about their political opinions, why do I only see one political opinion? Why do I only see the left-wing side? That tells me one of two things. Either one, you don't have anyone at Lucasfilm that has a differing political opinion, or two, the people that are there are scared to say their opinion. Now, we have seen recently Gina Carano, which she hasn't even made any political statements. She just hasn't bent the knee to the mob, and we've seen the mob go after her. The same mob that tells us that you're supposed to respect women, believe women, don't question women, don't disrespect women. And then, of course, when a woman disagrees with them, then they go all in all attack mode on the woman, because that is how the game is played when you're a far left-wing nutjob lunatic, which makes up the majority of the sequel trilogy fan base. Did you just say all of them are, Jeremy? No, I did say the majority, though, and the majority can be 51, the majority could be 55, the majority could be 65, 80, 90, whatever it is. What I'm saying is the majority of the interactions I have had with sequel trilogy fans fits that bill. You want to prove me wrong? Stop crying about what I say when it's not directed at you. But if you're going to cry about what I say when it's not directed at you, basically what you're proving is I was right the entire time. So that's the reality of the situation. Talk about Star Wars, you get pulled into nonsense, which is funny and hilarious, but I do accept the apology of the person, and I figured I'd go ahead and just talk about this and give further clarification to it. I don't do this a lot on the channel anymore because my attention is pulled in other directions, even though according to the weirdos that only see one avenue of Geeks and Gamers, it's all dying. That is the most hilarious thing I've ever heard, considering, like I said, 2 record months in a row, and I'm pretty sure we're heading for a 3rd and a 4th and a 5th. The momentum is unbelievable. And for those that are curious, I'm in the early stages of this, and it's still a long ways away, and I don't have a time frame because I haven't pinned down a developer yet. And I'm kind of doing this publicly to say, like, hey, maybe if there's someone out there that wants to talk, because I'm negotiating with a couple of different developers right now, and I'm not happy with the numbers I'm getting back completely or the time frame. But we are currently in the process of looking for someone to develop an app for geeksandgamers.com, a mobile app. I want the mobile app to integrate with everything on the website, with the profiles. I want a revamped private message system, and I want it to integrate with the forums that we have. It doesn't necessarily have to integrate with the articles at this point in time, but I do want that option there. And but for more details, for more specifics, you'll have to email me, jeremy@geeksandgamers.com. I have my team that will be communicating more from the technical side on my behalf, and then once my team has given someone the all clear, then that's when I come into the equation and we make some final arrangements based on what my team has told me. So a lot of good things going for Geeks and Gamers. The sky is the limit. I can't believe Sports Wars is, closing in on 75,000 subs. That's incredible. The Twitch channel is doing great. Park Hoppin's doing great. Everything is rocking and rolling. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Solo lost money. Raylos are weird. Jeremy, did you just generalize Raylos? Yeah, I did. I mean all Raylos. Literally all Raylos are weird. Not even, there's no exceptions there. All Raylos are weird. You want to do an all live? All live? All lives matter, and all Raylos are weird. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.